What's up, everyone? It's Mike Gross at youtube.com/MG free guitar lessons, somewhere down there. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it. Subscribe, you'll get free lessons. You can have your requests of whatever songs you want to learn. Figure it out for you. And comments are always welcome and appreciated. Questions, bring it all. I got another acoustic lesson for today from a band called Kansas. The song called Dust in the Wind. Really cool song for chords. There's a lot of chords going on in here, and it's a finger picking song. So just like the John Mayer lesson I did. So if you have a pick, see, like one of these, one of those picks, just get rid of it. And let's get started. The chords, I'm not going to go into great detail on explaining all of them because there's so many of them, but I'll go through them kind of quickly. And some of these you'll find in other lessons. So let me take you through the intro on this, starting with the C major chord. It goes. That takes us right up to where the verse comes in. So I'm going to break those down for you. There's a long pick pattern in this. We're using thumb, index, and middle. And there's a couple little short things that go on, a couple little hammer-ons with some of the chords. But for the most part, you're going to find it's very consistent in the picking, okay? So we're starting with the C major. Quickly, it's third finger 3A, 2D, open G, first fret on the B. And the pattern is this. Keep in mind, with these three fingers, your thumb should be more this way, then index, then middle. Have them offset, don't have them together like that. Okay, so I'm going to pluck A and B together, and I call this outsides, insides, outsides, insides. And sometimes with guitar and music, it's mental things, if you can remember. They can be stupid or silly or whatever, but if you get them stuck in your head as you're playing, oh yeah, outsides, insides, outsides, insides. If that helps you get it to where you don't have to think about it anymore, then cool. Alright, so that's how I'm going to explain this. It's A and B together, plucked, over this C major chord. Then I'm going inside, so thumb does D, index finger does G, thumb goes back to the A, so we're on the outsides, middle finger does the B, and then back to the insides, thumb on the D, index on the G. That's the pick pattern for it, okay? So, subgroup, man. Definitely subgroup this stuff and just repeat it. Don't worry about changing chords. You can make it just an exercise for your right hand. So we're going from C major. Lift your index finger off the fretboard. That's C major 7. Do the same thing. Take your pinky, put it on 3rd fret on the B string. That's a C add 9. Do the same thing. And back to C major and do the same thing. Then we go to what's called a A2, which is middle finger 2D, 3rd finger 2G. Do the same picking. Add your pinky to fret 3 on the B string. Do the same thing. We're moving over to A minor, so put your first finger on 1st fret B, lift your pinky off, and do the same thing. Lift your index finger off, same thing. Then we're going to do a shift on chords here. Starting with the C add 9. Set down for a C major though, and just drop your pinky to 3B and go. Lift your pinky off. Lift your index finger off. Bring your pinky right back down. To the 3rd fret, that is. And then go to A minor, open A, 2D, middle finger, 2G, 3rd finger, 1B, index finger. And go like this. Lift your index finger off. Drop your pinky to 3B. And then short pattern, just for a quick second here. Go to the A minor, which is just adding that first finger on the B string, 1st fret, and go outsides, so A and B. Insides, thumb D, index G. That's it for that chord. Don't finish it out. And this part is open A, thumb, middle finger on the B string. I'm pressing fret 1 on the B string as well, which is based out of an A minor chord. Just pluck those and stop the strings. And then 2A, I use my middle finger. 3B with my pinky. and I'm going to do thumb on the A of my pick hand, index on G, and middle finger on B, and pluck all three of those together like this. Subgroup right there. So it's, and then the vocals come in right here. So now it's another shift of chords. Starting with C major, do the same pick pattern we've been using. We haven't even played the low E or the high E yet. So we have, then I move to what's called G/B. Take your middle finger, move it up to 2A, pinky, 3B. Do the same picking. Okay, a little change up here. Go to A minor, open A, 2D, 2G, 1B. And the long pick pattern, but we're using the high E now for a second. This melody line on the guitar kind of follows the vocals a little bit. That note right there, because the vocals go. So we're going to go A and E together and do the rest just as you always have. Insides, outsides, not the high E now, and then insides. So it's, and then do it without the high E string. So the same pick pattern. So we'll subgroup that right there. Okay? Then we move to G major. You don't need all the fingers. 3 low E, middle finger, 3 high E, third finger. And this is the long pattern as well. Skipping some strings though. Outsides, this time meaning the E's. Both the E strings are plucked. Oops. We have, what happened there? Talk about a slipping string, wow. Okay, so middle finger 3 low E, we have that G chord set. Outsides, D and G open, back to the outsides, the E strings, and back to the insides, D and G. So it's, then we move to D minor 7. You're going to bar fret 1 on the high E and the B, and middle finger fret 2 on the G. Little tricky. We're going to pluck the D and the high E, do the insides, which will be G and B this time, back to the D open, high E middle finger, so we have, and then hit the G with your thumb, and pull off to an open. So it's, if you listen to the song, you may not even hear it. It's so fast in there. So practice this slow and make sure that the clarity is there when you do that pull off. So we have, and then A2 is the heavy metal sign, and you're going to hammer on to an A minor chord. Hit the A and the B string together and hammer on to the first fret B string. See that? So we have, and then the insides D and G. So we have, and then so we have insides, A string, high E, and then the D and G, and then we're going to move to A minor / G. So the root note is going to be played with the pinky on the 3rd fret on the low E, and go E and B to start this one, and then do the D and G, insides, back to the outsides, low E, B, then the insides, D and G. So it's, then we move to another chord called D/F sharp. Fret 2 index on the low E, middle finger 2G, third finger 3B. And do the same strings, same pick pattern, long pattern. And then we move to a G root up here. It's going to be a G chord, but that's all you need is 3rd fret low E. I'm using my 3rd finger, and I'm doing the pick pattern, E and B, and then the D and G open. Back to the top, low E, B, D and G. So it's, so we have, yep. And then back to the hammer on we did on the A minor. A minor / G, D F sharp. Back to the G root. And And then there's one part left to show you guys. This is where the orchestration comes in, the cellos and all that. It's 7D with your pinky, 5G with your index finger. We're not playing the low E, we're not playing the high E. It's A and B plucked, and it's the long pattern 2 times through. Double dots. In music, double dots means repeat. So you would have double dots. I'm going to do it again. And then flip that over to where, because right now it's like a flipped over power chord. See that? You're going to flip it to this. 5th fret, or 5th fret D, index finger, 7th fret G with your pinky. Do the same thing, same strings. Double dots, so we're going dos 2 times. Take that shape, that power chord, which is a G5, we'll move it flat, a whole step. Flat, think of a tire, it's flat, it's going lower, so we got to go like this. Go to 3rd fret on the D, and 5th fret on the G, do the same thing. So we have double dots, right? So 2 times. And then keep it there, but bar, because we're going to need the 3rd fret off the B string. And do 1 time, no double dots here. So you got, and then back to where you're not barring it. 3rd fret D, 5th fret G, the prior chord. And that's all of that part. So we got through that lesson pretty quick. If you have questions, feel free to ask them on my comments section. And the site to go to for free guitar lessons that are very accurately transcribed for you, that'll take requests, is me, Mike Gross. And you're at youtube.com/mg, that's me, free guitar lessons. So I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I will talk to you guys next time. Take care, you guys.